Hey everyone, welcome to Pink Tutu Tarot. So today's reading, we're looking at the year ahead, the next 12 months for you, and that begins now, whenever you find this video. It isn't a timed reading. It isn't meant to be only when I'm recording it or posting it. Whenever you find it, that's when you are meant to watch it. That's when this reading is meant for you, so trust that. So I've got 3 readings for you, 3 cards. Group 1, your card is Sunflower. I'll hold that up for a second so you can get a good look. Okay. Group 2, if I can pick it up. Your card is Pomegranate. And group 3, your card is Fire. Okay. So pick a card that resonates with you, that calls to you, or just pick the group that resonates with you or calls to you, however it feels to you. Pick group 1, 2, or 3. You can go down into the description box, click on the timestamp. That will take you straight to your reading, and I'll see you there. All right, thanks, y'all. Hey, group 1. All right, we're going to take a look at what's coming up for you in this next year. And, of course, the year begins whenever you find this video. I'm recording it near the end of 2023, but it doesn't mean that that's when the year starts for you. It's going to start whenever you find this video. It could be weeks from now, it could be months, it could even be years. So trust the timing whenever you find it. All right, so I've got an initial card for you, and your card is Sunflower. Beautiful, Sunflower. So give me just a second. Let me see what Spirit wants to tell you about this card. They're telling me that the sunflower brings joy and happiness, or represents those things. And it represents your joy. They're saying, forget about the past. The past wasn't easy. This past year may have had more than its share of challenges for you. Loneliness, hardships, struggles. They're saying, but that's behind you now. As you step into this next year ahead, they're saying, remember that the past is over and you don't need to relive it. You're about to step into something very beautiful. And as you walk, metaphorically, as you walk through this year, through the next 12 months, they're saying you will find that impossible dreams begin to twinkle in your eyes. And you'll see that the impossible you begin to see that the impossible can come true. That's what they're saying. They're saying just watch and wait. And remember that this joy, this happiness, this sunshine, this bright flower that represents all those things is waiting for you at the top of this year. Okay, all right. I'm going to set that up here, and let's get some tarot cards and see what else they want to tell you about your next year ahead. All right, here are your cards. And at the bottom of your deck, you have the Seven of Cups, which represents opportunity, choices, options. So there's a message about your year ahead within that card, and we'll know more as we get through. It'll become evident. All right, so at the heart of your reading, we have the Hanged Man. And that energy is being crossed by the moon reversed, or challenged by the moon reversed. At the base of your reading is Justice. In the recent past, you have the Tower card. Crowning your reading, we have the Ten of Swords. Near future, we have the Chariot. Your energy is the Six of Swords. The environment, the people around you, is the Empress reversed. The advice from Spirit is the Queen of Pentacles reversed. And the outcome is the Magician. Wow, wow, wow. Beautiful cards, and so many major arcana. You've got the Moon, the Tower, Justice, the Chariot, the Empress, and the Magician. 6 out of 10 cards, major arcana. So this is a big year ahead. Definitely lots of changes and opportunity coming your way. So give me just a second while I take these cards in, connect with them, listen for some initial messages from Spirit for you. I'll move these down so you can see them. And then we'll talk through these one at a time. Okay, so hold on just a second, y'all. The first thing they're saying to me is that this is a big year. They're saying you will see the difference between the end of this year and the start. It will be unrecognizable. At least some aspect of your life will be unrecognizable in a positive way. They're saying it's all good things. They're giving me 2 thumbs up. It's all good things. But there is change. And change can sometimes feel volatile. It can sometimes feel rocky. Just because as humans, we don't like change. we would sometimes prefer the familiar and the comfortable, even if it's not what's best for us. Even if we aren't enjoying it that much, we often prefer to just stay right where we are than to change and evolve and grow into something better. So there may be times where things are a little uncomfortable in this upcoming year. But even that uncomfortableness is leading to something wonderful. So try to trust it. Okay, all right. So they want me to go ahead and jump into the cards. Oh, I think I forgot about the Hanged Man as well. Another one. So 7. Anyway. The heart of your reading is the Hanged Man. Let me hear what they want to say. They're saying, as you step into this year, it's like you're waiting for the right moment to change everything. So you know that change is coming because you've been contemplating it. You've been thinking about either making a change in your life, or you know that change is coming. It's like you're anticipating it, but you're biding your time, you're waiting, and you have been waiting for a little bit. But this waiting is being challenged by the moon reversed. Clarity is what they're giving me. What's going to pull you off of this tree, pull you out of immobility is the word they're giving me. Immobility, meaning get you moving. What's going to get you moving is clarity. There's clarity coming. And it will, they're saying it will kick you in the butt a little bit and nudge you forward, get you moving. Because as this year progresses, they're saying there's no time to wait. The time to be patient, to watch, to listen, to learn, to wait for the right time That's over. As you face this next year ahead, the waiting is behind you, and the new is ready to begin. It's beautiful. So get ready. All right. At the base of your reading, we have the Justice card. They're saying, first of all, you need to believe that you deserve it. These changes that are coming are good ones. They're positive. They're actually giving me the word momentous. These are not small changes. These are life-changing doors that are going to be opening up for you this year. And yes, you do have to be ready. But you also have to believe that you've earned it, that you're worth it, that it's yours for the taking. And it is. That's why you're getting this card. You're about to get what you deserve in a good way. But it starts with knowing and believing and trusting that you've done what it takes to get where you need to go. And it's time now for your life to go up to the next level. Believe it. Absolutely believe it. Okay. All right, so what you're leaving behind, or the recent past, but what they're really saying is what you're leaving behind is the Tower card. Yes, there are changes ahead, but not the kind of destructive changes that you may have experienced prior to now. For example, in this last year. This last year may have had changes that turned your life upside down and really shook it. That's what they're showing me, almost like a snow globe. Like it just shook your year, shook you, got you way out of your comfort zone, had you doing things you've never done before, possibly meeting people you've never met before, thinking in new ways. In some way, your life was shaken up to a level where today you are a different person than you were this time last year. You're going to experience similar changes going forward in that a year from now, you'll be in a very different place, mentally, emotionally, possibly physically. But it won't be the drastic shakeup that you experienced last year. They're saying it'll be the type of changes that are coming are more about momentum and taking what you've learned and how you've grown and what you've done up to now and picking up the speed and taking you to new places. So crowning your reading is the Ten of Swords. Now this card in this position for me, I treat it like an umbrella, and it kind of puts a little bit of shade on every other card in the reading. It touches every other card in the reading in some way. And this card is talking about saying goodbye or acknowledging an ending of some kind. It may just be the end of a way of thinking, a way of working, of playing small, of not giving yourself enough credit, of not believing in yourself enough to take your life to the next level. That's over. Those days are over. They're saying you're about to shoot to the moon. in a good way, in a good way. They're saying your days of playing small are over. They need to be over. And they will be. They will be. They're saying you're going to get what you need to help you become who you're meant to be. And this year will be the pivotal year where that actually starts to happen. Last year, changes happened to help you shed an old version of you, to open yourself up to new ideas, to kind of rattle the status quo. But this next year is about saying goodbye to the small version of you and saying hello to your own potential and your own personal greatness. All right, so in the near future, we have the Chariot. Now, the near future, when we're talking about an annual reading, let me see what they want to say here about this. They're saying 3 to 6 months. So it could be as much as halfway through the year, or it could be sooner than that. I want to hear what they're saying. Hold on. They're talking about momentum and forward movement. Making some changes in the direction of your life. So you may have been headed in one way. Life may have, after all the changes and upheaval of last year, you may have kind of almost settled into some kind of routine. Almost a new status quo. But things are going to shift a little bit in the next 3 to 6 months. And you're going to start heading down a new path, but you're going to be doing it with purpose and determination, with insight, because you're going to have that clarity of what you want, what you're meant to do, what you're meant to have, where you're meant to go, that sort of thing. They're saying this forward movement is inevitable. It's coming. And they're saying you are going to be happy with it. So don't let that scare you. Don't let the idea of change rattle you or scare you. It won't always be easy, but it will be worth it. So your energy in this new year is the 6 of Swords. And it plays right along with the 10 of Swords. You're moving on from something. And for many of you, it's really just moving on from an old way of thinking about you and your life. Now, you may be moving. You may be moving on from certain people who no longer resonate in your life. You may be moving on from a job. There may be something tangible you're moving on from or away from. But more than anything, Spirit is telling me that you are moving away from an old way of being, from an old way of thinking, and from an old way of going about your life. And this is a choice, right? The woman in this boat, she isn't forced into the boat and forced to move forward. She's choosing to. She's saying, I've had enough of that, of playing small, of telling myself I'm not good enough, of telling myself I'm never going to get there, or I can't even dream about what I want. You're making the choice to move on from that because you know you're worth more. And that's really when it all begins. And that's why this Justice card is here as well, to remind you that you have to know your own worth. So the people or the environment around you is the Empress reversed. And what they're telling me is not everyone is going to be happy about the changes you're making this year. And maybe that goes without saying. People don't always want us to change, especially when we're making positive changes. For whatever reason, I'm not a psychologist. I don't want to guess at why people do that. But the reality is, they do. We all do sometimes. Spirit saying it's not meant to make you feel bad when people shy away from you and your new life. They may back away from it. They may even try to make you feel small. Spirit saying it's not your problem. Keep moving forward. We all have moments, unfortunately, when we feel down about ourselves, and seeing someone else make progress that we are not currently ready to make, that hurts us. And we don't always know how to handle it. And so sometimes we inadvertently tear that other person down. It's part of growing, it's part of evolving, it's part of being human. So it's not a judgment on the people in your life who do this, but it is a reminder not to let anyone drag you down. If you can pull them up to your level, then wonderful, all the better. But if you can't, then just keep moving forward. Just keep moving forward. All right. So the advice from Spirit for you for this next year is the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Just hear what they want to say about this. They're saying, be good to you. Be good to yourself. Remember your worth. And in some cases where it's appropriate, and I do recognize everyone's lives are different and everyone's responsibilities are different, but where it's appropriate, it's okay to let others fend for themselves. Spirit's telling me you need all the energy and protection you can get this year, just to protect your own energy, not physical protection like you're in harm, but protecting your energy from, mental daggers, from energy vampires, that kind of thing. People can see your good heart. People can feel your empathy and your love. And they want that, and rightly so. They want that in their life, and there's nothing wrong with that. But Spirit's advice to you for this year is to remember yourself. Put yourself first while you can. There are times in our lives when we do have to put others first. This is a year when you're being asked to the level that's appropriate for your life and your situation, to make your own needs come first. Put your energetic happiness first. Put your sunshine and your joy ahead of anything else. When you're feeling like the sunflower and you're shining back the light of the sun to the world, the people in your life will benefit from it. So don't think that it's being selfish. Obviously, if you have kids or you have elderly parents or something like that, you have to care for them. You do what your life requires. Spirit isn't saying, neglect your responsibilities. But never forget how important it is to take care of yourself. And this year, especially, requires your utmost attention to your own joy, your own happiness, your own peace and peace of mind, so that you can move forward in the best possible way. It's that big of a year that it's vitally important that you do what you need to do for your life and for yourself to achieve the level of happiness that you're meant to have. Okay. And the outcome card, such a beautiful outcome card, is the Magician. You're getting what you've earned, what you deserve, what you've created for yourself. In the past, you've worked hard. You've done what you needed to do to move forward. And a lot of times what they're showing me is that it felt sometimes like you were trudging through mud. It was slow and tedious and 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It was hard work with very little reward, very little recognition, very little payout or payoff. The payoff is coming this year in some way. Now that may be financially, but it could be in any other number of ways that make you happy. Your life is leveling up. You are moving up to the next level in your life or in some specific area of your life, in your world. You're meant to have more. You've worked for more, and you're going to get it. This is your year when things start to fall into place and you start to get what you deserve. It's beautiful, 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 beautiful. What an amazing year you have ahead, y'all. I'm so very happy for you. All right, well, that's all I've got for you. I hope you all have a wonderful, and I can tell that you will, a wonderful year ahead. Whenever you're watching this, just know that I'm sending you love and hugs and blessings and light and all good things. So thank you so much for being here. Thanks for your support, for your likes, your comments. I read them all, for your subscribes. And if you need a private reading, if you're looking for a personal reading, you can book one. I offer them on my website at pink22tarot.com. There's also a link in the description box below. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day. Bye-bye. Hey, Group 2. All right, we're going to take a look at the year ahead, this next year ahead. And the timing for this reading is whenever you find it. So as I'm recording it, we're looking at the beginning of January, the beginning of 2024. But you may find this weeks later, months later, years later. It doesn't matter. It's whenever you find it, that's when the year begins for you. Okay? So I pulled an initial card for you. Let's take a look. All right, your card is the pomegranate. Just a second, let me see what Spirit wants to say here. They're showing what I'm seeing is someone throwing pomegranate seeds up in the air, but equating it to a treasure chest full of gold. And if you've ever seen a movie where they have the treasure chest full of gold and they're throwing the coins up in the air and they're saying opportunity, opportunity, opportunity. There's so much opportunity for you this year in lots of different areas, not just one. There's lots of golden nuggets of gifts for you, blessings, opportunities, choices even. They're saying there is a lot for you to look forward to. So that's great news. All right, I'm going to set this card aside and let's get some tarot cards down for you and see what else Spirit can tell you about your next year ahead. Slide today. All right. All right, here are your cards. The bottom of the deck is the Sun card, which is a beautiful message of hope and luck and happiness for the new year. Underlying everything else they're going to tell you, right? Okay. So at the heart of your reading, we have the Queen of Pentacles, and her energy is being crossed or challenged by the Page of Swords. At the base of your reading is the Seven of Swords reversed. Recent past, we have the Moon card. Crowning your reading is the Chariot. In the near future, you have the Ace of Cups. Your energy is the Eight of Pentacles reversed. The energy of the people or the environment around you is the Four of Pentacles reversed. The advice from Spirit is Strength reversed. And the outcome is the Knight of Pentacles. Hopefully you can see all of that. Okay, give me just a second. I want to connect with the cards, take them in, and I'm going to listen for some initial messages from Spirit for you. And then we'll talk through these and see what Spirit has to say. So just a second. They're saying again that this is going to be a year of luck and opportunity for you. It could be in the form of money for many of you, but they're saying there's lots of ways to manifest and experience luck that may or may not include money. So it will be different for different people in different situations, but money does seem to be a definite possibility for the bulk of you. They're even, I don't know, they're even making my palm itch, and they're not letting it, now it's going away. They wouldn't let it go away till I mentioned it. They were making my palm itch, which is a sign to me of money coming in. Again, they're saying not everyone, but for most of you, this year ahead will bring more finances your way. In fact, more financial opportunity. Okay. They're saying for others, it will be luck in love, luck in relationships in general. And they're really telling me different areas of your life will experience different levels of blessings and opportunities, not just one. So keep an open mind about that. Okay. All right. So they want me to jump into the card. So let's talk about your first card. Your first card is the Queen of Pentacles. They're saying she is the caretaker. And it does represent you. They're saying you do a good job of taking care of others. More so than you probably take care of yourself sometimes. But they're saying you have a steady sense of who you are. And you don't let anyone take that from you. They said you've learned a lot in the past, from recent struggles, challenges, just life in general. And you've grown from it. Now, the energy that is challenging this queen is the Page of Swords reversed. And they're telling me overthinking. That's where your challenge lies. There's certain things in your life that you want, or that you wish were possible, or think could be possible, but you talk yourself out of it. You tell yourself it's not likely, it's probably not going to happen, it's not realistic. You overthink all the things that could go wrong, when you should be thinking of all the things that could go right. It would benefit you more, they're saying, than focusing on what might not work. Okay. Now, in the recent past, we have the Moon card. Let's see, hold on. They're saying you've come into some clarity. I don't know if it was the past year or if it's been less than that, but you've come in through a confusing time. A lot of uncertainty, a lot of ambiguity, a lot of things happening either at the last minute or by the seat of your pants, sort of not always knowing what's coming next and hoping for the best. And as you move through this, well, they're saying even now, you've gained so much clarity from that trust that you've established in yourself, really, and in life, that you now do trust. You do trust more. You have more clarity of where you're going and what you want. And they're saying, just beware of the obstacle of telling yourself that you can't have it. Okay? So at the base of your reading, we have the Seven of Swords reversed. They're saying there's a risk here of going backwards. They're showing me that you're kind of teetering on the line between being in a place of confusion and wondering what's next and doubting yourself to moving forward to a place of abundance and happiness. They're saying you don't have to go backwards. Let the past go. You had your challenges. You got through them. And really, you got through them with flying colors. You did very well. considering kind of the things that were thrown at you, or the things that were even withheld from you, information, certain circumstances that were either taken away at the last minute or just became unavailable. You dealt with these challenges gracefully, and you dealt with them very, very well, all things considered. So they're saying right now you're wavering between going back to a place of wondering and almost expecting more of the same going forward, or just moving forward and moving on. They're saying trust the instinct to move forward, to move on. It's there for a reason. So crowning your reading is a Chariot card, and that's just really reconfirming what they just said here, moving forward. In leaps and bounds, they're saying. It's not baby steps, not this year. You're taking leaps this year, leaps forward. You're jumping ahead. It's like they held you back so much in the past year, maybe even more, made you take baby steps and then pulled you back, and took baby steps and they pulled you back, because you were learning some very, very valuable lessons. They were teaching you things. Life was teaching you things. But the time has come now for your life to take some leaps forward and for you to really start to make some progress in ways that you really didn't experience before. So they're just saying, just trust it. It's there for you. This card, to me, I see it as an umbrella that touches all the other cards, and it's bringing luck and opportunity and forward movement to everything that's coming your way this year. It doesn't mean everything will progress at the same rate or to the same level, but you're going to see progress in many different areas of your life that you hadn't before. Areas where you were feeling kind of stuck and held back. So in the near future, you have the Ace of Cups. And they're just saying smile. It's happiness, it's joy, it's good times. It's your cup overflowing with all the things that you wished for in the past, hoped for, wanted, but didn't fully get to experience. Those things are coming to you now, and it will happen sooner than the end of the year. And it may or may not be at the halfway point that you fully start to experience that joy. But moments of abundance and progress will start to come in. They're saying in some cases it will happen kind of all at once. For some of you, it will be very soon. For others, it will be a little bit longer. And they're telling me it has a lot to do with your mindset, with whether you're doubting and going back to questioning, insecurity, doubts, or whether you're allowing yourself to trust that things are moving forward because you're ready, because your life is ready, because the different areas of your life have been tested and you've accepted the challenge and gotten through them. So it is time now for things to move forward and for you to be happy. It will happen at the rate and with the timing that is appropriate for you and where you are and where you continue to be. So keep that in mind, because you do have some control here of how far and how fast you go. But the blessings, they're saying, are raining down on you this year. So just believe it. You've already earned it. If you need more time to convince yourself, then you'll get more time and more opportunities to convince yourself. But otherwise, just allow the gifts to come for you this year. And they're telling me the word Jupiter, the planet Jupiter. So if you are familiar with astrology, they're saying gifts and luck. So Jupiter may be, going into your sign this year. Gosh, I can't tell you. I should know where it's headed, but I don't off the top of my head. I want to say it's going into either Gemini or Cancer, but I may be wrong. So, and of course, it depends on when you're listening. But when you're listening to this, You may want to check your chart if you're familiar with astrology and see what house it's going into. Because Jupiter will stay in a particular house or a particular sign for about a year. So it will give you some indication of where your greatest gifts and luck will occur. But there's going to be many areas. All right. So your energy for this upcoming year is the Eight of Pentacles reversed. They're saying there's going to be some new challenges coming up for you this year. So it won't be all bliss and happiness, but it will be good. But you will be learning new things that will help you continue to move forward. They're saying we are always learning new things, but they're saying in the past year or so, it's almost like you've nearly mastered some particular areas of your life. Trust, they're saying, being one of the big ones. And you're not being tested in that so much. There will be new areas that you'll be mastering this year. So just trust what you know and allow yourself to move forward to the next level. All right, so the people, their environment around you, we have the Four of Pentacles. Let me hear what they want to say about this. The first thing they're saying is letting go, but let me get more information. They're saying room is going to be made for new people, new opportunities, new situations to come into your life. When room is being made for the new, some old people, situations, opportunities, circumstances need to be released, need to go away. So again, they're saying because there's so many different people watching, you'll know what resonates. But they're saying be willing to release what no longer carries you forward into the future, because room is being made. Spirit is going to help you make room, make space for new people, possibly new jobs, new opportunities, new circumstances, maybe a new home. It will be different for different people. But they're saying, first off, trust your instincts. You know what resonates with you, what you anticipate will come. Not to say there won't be surprises and more opportunities than you think. But more importantly, they're saying some things are going to go away. Some things that you want to go away, you'll be happy to see, in the rearview mirror. Some things that will be a little bit harder to let go of, but are necessary for you to progress into the future. Okay. So the advice from Spirit is strength reversed. Give me one second. They're saying you no longer have to be the caretaker. Release the beast. Not to say that if you are caring for others, number one, that they're a beast, because that's not what they meant at all. They're just referring to the lion on the card. Your responsibilities are important, and they're not encouraging you or asking you to neglect those. But releasing those self-imposed obligations that continue to keep you from being your best and biggest and most successful self. Look after yourself. Be your own best friend. Be the one that tames the lion in your head that tells you anything other than this is going to be a great year. Any thoughts that tell you you're not good enough, life doesn't work that way. Yeah, but I have to do X, Y, Z, and so it will never work. There's no way it can happen. All those negative thoughts, they're saying turn those around. Tame those. Tame those beasts. Subdue them. And release them. but most importantly, take care of yourself. Be your own best friend. Be your own cheerleader. Be your own leader. The leader of your own life. Love it. Okay, so the outcome for you for this upcoming year is the Knight of Pentacles. They're saying it's going to be a year of you pursuing your dreams, pursuing what you want, pursuing your desires, those positive aspects of your life that have been stalled or have been moving so very slowly, you haven't really seen the progress. You will start to see that progress this year. Again, they're saying it won't happen overnight for most of you. It will take a little time yet for these things to fully manifest. But if you can keep your eye on the prize, you're going to experience joy and luck and abundance like you haven't in the past year or possibly longer. Just trust it. And again, they're throwing those coins back up in the air and jewels and golden goblets. It's all the things that we consider to be treasures, right? Not to say that money is the most important thing, because it isn't, and it certainly isn't for everybody. But money is important, and it's likely that it may be one of the areas where you experience blessings this year. But they're saying there's many, many more than that. So just trust that. Hold that in your heart. Let go of the doubts. Be your own cheerleader. Be your own boss of your thoughts, they said. And just trust it'll happen. All right, group 2. Well, I think that's a really, really exciting reading for you. I'm happy for you. I'm going to wish you the best of luck, whether you're watching this in 2024 or beyond. Thank you so much for being here. If you'd like a personal reading, of course, I'm happy to do that for you. You can check on availability on my website, pink22tarot.com, or in the description box below, there's a link as well. All right, thanks, y'all. Bye-bye. Hey, group 3. All right, we're going to take a look at the next year, the next 12 months ahead for you. Now, the timing for this just starts now. Whenever you're finding this video, it could be the beginning of 2024, which is when I'm recording and posting this video, but it could be days, weeks, months, years later. So it doesn't matter. It's timeless. Whenever you find it is when you're meant to find it. Okay? So your initial card is fire. Fire. Okay, give me just 1 second. Let me hear what Spirit wants to tell you about this card. Hold on. They're telling me that there is a fire inside of you that wants to come out, but it's being tamped down. And what they're saying is you're not letting yourself release it. So there's something in you that is, they're telling you it's a desire, it's a passion, something that inspires you, that kind of brings you to life, and it's there under the skin. It's in your soul, it's in your spirit. But they're saying you're afraid to release it. You're afraid to let it burn. Out of fear that maybe it will get too big, maybe it will burn out, maybe it will burn you. They're saying you don't have to be afraid. That fire is in you for a reason. And they're saying this next year ahead is going to help you see that. It's going to help you see why that fire is there, and it's going to help you bring it to life. Okay? All right. So let's set that there, and let's see what the tarot cards can tell you about this next year. I'm in a little bit different location right now, so the acoustics are a little bit different. My tabletop is a little bit different, so the cards don't slide as well. only do it this way for the Celtic cross spread. So, all right. Oh, very nice. Your card at the bottom of the deck, your underlying message here is the Six of Wands, success. So it's going to be a good year for you. So fear not. Let that fire burn. Okay. So at the heart of your reading, we have the Star card in reverse. That's being challenged by the Ten of Cups reversed. At the base of your reading, we have the Knight of Wands reversed. In the recent past, we have the Five of Pentacles. Crowning your reading is the Hermit. In the near future, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Beautiful. Your energy is the King of Wands reversed. The energy of the people or the environment around you is the Seven of Cups reversed. The advice from Spirit is the Eight of Pentacles reversed. And the outcome is the Eight of Swords. All right. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. Hopefully you can see all those. All right. Give me just a second. I want to take these cards in. I want to connect with them. I'm going to listen for any initial messages for you from Spirit. And then we'll talk through these one at a time. All right. Give me 1 second now. Okay, they're telling me that you need to really be aware of your feelings at this time. They're telling me that they sometimes get in the way of your forward progress. They're saying if you can be aware of them, you can avoid some of the stumbling blocks that can hold you back and that probably have in the past. They're saying that your feelings, your emotions are a great motivator for you, for good or for bad. It can motivate you to do great things, to be very successful and ambitious. It can also motivate you to, okay, they're telling me to lie on the couch and feel sorry for yourself. So we've all been there, we've all done that. Or to just do nothing, right? We've all done that as well. But for you, a lot of this is coming from your emotions, from your feelings. When you have a good day, when you're feeling confident, you can tackle the world, you can do anything. When someone says the wrong thing to you, when you have a bad day for some reason, those feelings can sometimes spiral and get worse and worse. And it can actually set you back in more ways than just that one incident contains, if that makes sense. It goes beyond the incident. They're saying sometimes your emotions can set you back for days on something. And this is not a criticism. They're not criticizing you. They understand this is the human experience. They're asking you to just be aware of your feelings because they're trying to help you. They're trying to help you see past momentary incidents, even momentary good feelings that give you this burst of energy and confidence, which is wonderful. But if you can be aware of this is how I feel and this is what I want to do with it, you can harness that energy, that good positive energy, and do more good positive things with it. So just be aware of that in the coming months, in the next 12 months, as you move through this year. All right, so let's jump into the cards. So, the heart of your reading, we have the Star card in reverse. They're saying in some ways you've lost some hope. There's something in your life that you're starting to think is not possible. There's something that maybe you think you're not good enough. The circumstances aren't right. Maybe you don't have the resources to make it happen, or the community support, family support. They're saying right now you're talking yourself out of your dream instead of embracing it and pushing forward and pushing forward. And they're saying they want you to be aware of that that's what you're doing to yourself because sometimes just an awareness of it is enough to kick it to the side. Now, this energy is being challenged by the Ten of Cups reversed. You're doubting yourself. You're doubting your dream. You're doubting this fire inside of you. But what has you, how do I put that? What has you keeping yourself motivated in some ways is that your life isn't what you want it to be yet. You're not happy with the way things are in your life or some part of your life. And so while you're doubting your dream, you're doubting this thing that you have this passion for, you also know that your life isn't what you want it to be. And you want to make a change. You want this to be real. You want this dream to happen. You do. And that fire is there for a reason. And you're not meant to ignore it or to tamp it down or to deny it. And so any feelings of being uncomfortable, being out of place, of being unhappy in your life, at least some of it, is stemming from a need to follow your dream even more. And if you have been, and it's just you feel like, oh, but it hasn't been working, it's not progressing, give it time. Trust what comes to you. But recognize that sometimes when things don't feel good, remember what they said about your emotions? You end up putting yourself down, you put your dreams down, you put your desires down, and you lose some of that momentum. They want you to keep pushing forward. Be aware of your emotions. Be aware that sometimes things happen in your life that make you feel uncomfortable in order to get you up and moving, not to set you back further, if that makes sense. All right. So at the base of your reading, you have the Knight of Wands reversed. They're saying in some ways this fire is nearly out. You haven't given up. It's still there, but it's not as big as it should be or as big as it was. It needs to be built up. You need to fan the flames a little. It needs your help. But Spirit is also acknowledging that circumstances have also led to you starting to question whether you can move forward. And so in some ways you've started to retreat, maybe not given up completely anyway, but you have lost some hope. You have lost some hope. And you've stopped believing. It isn't that you've stopped pushing forward, but you've stopped believing that you can reach that highest star. That you can reach the highest star. Not settle for down here, but reach for that high star. And what they're saying to me is that phrase, and I may get it wrong because I only heard the beginning of it, was if you reach for the moon, you may hit the stars. So, okay. So in the recent past, we have the Five of Pentacles. Hold on. They're telling me that you spent a lot of time alone, whether it is physically alone, maybe there's no people around you, or you've just withdrawn. And you had given yourself some space and time to develop whatever this passion is, to get excited about it, to be more in the flow with Spirit, with your guides on what it is you want. But then something changed. And it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing, right? It's not a bad thing that to have people around us or to have more interaction in life, but they're saying you do want to make sure you have the right people around you, and that you also set boundaries around yourself and around your needs. Because while you don't necessarily want to be so alone, either in your thoughts or physically, you don't necessarily want to be so alone anymore, and that's why this is in the past. you also do still need that space to develop and grow your dream. So there's like a balance there that needs to be leveled out, they're saying. Leveled out. Okay. So crowning your reading, we have the Hermit card. And they're giving me the word guidance. Guidance. Let me just hear what else they say about this. They're saying we're helping you. In every way, we're helping you, even when it hurts. Even when it feels like you've been abandoned. Or that you're no longer being supported. We're helping you. We're helping you see who you are and what you need to do to move your life forward, because they don't want you to lose hope and they don't want you to be unhappy in your life. They don't want your spark to go out. So they're working with you, work with them, meaning trust what comes your way, good, bad, or otherwise. There are very few mistakes in life, even though things may feel unpleasant. There's always something that we can get from it, that we're meant to learn from it. And they're saying, we're not talking about major things. It's the guidance is big, which is why they're giving you the Hermit card, Major Arcana. The guidance is massive, they're saying, that you're getting right now and over the 12 months ahead. They're showing me this huge cloud, but it's a nice cloud, not a dark, stormy cloud. But it's like a huge, fluffy cloud of light. Made me say that. Huge cloud, fluffy cloud of light that surrounds you, huge. And it protects you from all sides, and it's kind of leading you where you need to go. You won't always know the destination, but you will know the next step ahead. Just take it one step at a time, one step at a time. This is what will get you to where you need to go in the year ahead. All right. So in the near future, we have the Wheel of Fortune. And they're saying this is 5-6 months from now. Could be less for some of you, take that, as it comes to you, as it resonates, because obviously there's a lot of different people in different circumstances here. But they're telling me it's roughly round about halfway through the year, possibly a little less. You're going to see a level of success that you haven't seen before. It will come to you, they're saying, all of a sudden. It'll almost feel like it's a trick. Like it can't be real. It won't necessarily be long lasting, because they're saying the Wheel of Fortune will continue to turn, but what it's bringing you is a taste of success, a taste of what could be yours and more. But you've got to work through it. You've got to want it. You've got to want it, and you've got to believe in it so badly that nothing else is viable, that there's no other option. So in the next 4, 5, 6 months, you're going to get a taste, small taste, they're saying. It will seem big at the time, but it's still just a small taste of the level of success that you are in for, that is your birthright, that is possible for you, and is in line in your path. But you've got to go after it. So look for that to happen. Recognize it when it does. It's not a fluke. It's not a trick. But you will have to work for it in order to keep it up, right? You will have to chase after it. Once it's like this gift drops in your lap, and then it's not yanked away exactly, but you do have to keep going after it in order to keep hold of it. It's their way of kind of pushing you past. It's like a rut. There's a rut you're in, pushing you past that, past a barrier that's kind of holding you back. A personal, it's something in you, and you will get there. You will. All right. So your energy is the King of Wands reverse. It's very similar here to the Knight of Wands reverse, only they're telling you you are in charge. You've lost some of that spark. You've lost some of that drive. You've lost some of that belief. Part of you doesn't even want to take into account, what has changed in your life for the better. Since you've brought this dream kind of into any shape of reality in your life, whether it's just you've just been making plans for it or you've been actually working on it for a while. Things have gotten better. They may have stalled recently, but they'll get better again. But they're telling me you're in control. Your spark may feel like it's out. You may feel like circumstances have gotten or are in the way of you getting ahead, and that there's nothing you can do. But you are in charge. Just turn this king around and be in charge of your destiny. Be in charge of change. Be in charge of what you want going forward. All right. So the people or the environment around you is the Seven of Cups reverse. You just hear what they want to say about this. They're saying this represents choices that surround you. But they're telling me there's one. There's one choice. Let me see if that's... So they're telling me you may be looking at, they're actually saying the word abandoning your dream and going back to something or doing something else or not following through with it. They're saying the environment they are setting up for you, of course you always have options, you have free will, you can do what you want. But the environment around you, as this year progresses, especially, we're saying especially after this 5-6 month period, this point of success, you're going to find that other options start to disappear, or they're much harder to grab onto, because there's one thing that you want more than anything else. It's not your guide saying this is what you have to do or this is what you're supposed to do. It's you, it's your higher self, and it's you that wants it. Your guides are just here to help you not lose sight of that. But you may find as this year progresses that while opportunities to abandon your dream may exist in abundance right now, or it may feel like there's lots of opportunities to give up. But first of all, they're saying don't give up, because you're going to experience a level of success you haven't felt before. And while it won't necessarily last, because it's not magic, you'll have to work for it if you want this to accumulate. You will start to see the universe sort of conspires to drop a spotlight on your dream, or on one piece of your dream, one avenue that you are meant to follow, that your soul wants to follow. And it'll be easy for you. It'll be easy for you. That path will be easy for you to follow, where these other ones will be much harder, if that makes sense. Okay, so the advice from Spirit is the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. They're saying shake it up, change things up, do things differently. You're in a rut. You've been doing something the same way for too long. You've gotten kind of into a habit. You've gotten into a routine which has served you well up until now, but now it's sort of lost its luster. And in a way, they're saying you need to begin again. And it's not going back to the beginning, because you're not going back to square one. But you are shaking things up so that it is fresh, so that whatever you're doing or working on or dreaming of, is invigorated with a new energy. So shake things up, change things up, do whatever you do a little bit differently. Try it a little bit differently. Give it a new light. Give it a new experience, whatever that means for you. And see how that takes you, number one, where you want to go. but also builds up the fire inside. All right, so your outcome card is the Eight of Swords. Hold on one sec. Not the best outcome card, to look at it, so I want to hear what they want to say for sure. They're telling me that at the end of this year, number one, you won't be stuck, but in a year's time, you may feel, if you haven't followed their advice, they're caveating that, which is interesting. If you haven't followed their advice, you may feel stuck. Like you're on a hamster wheel, they just said, like you're on a hamster wheel and not making progress. They're saying heed the advice, change things up. If you get inspired to do something or do something differently, try it. See how it goes, see what happens. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to throw some kindling on the fire and see what sparks. They want me to pull another card, so let's pull another card to go with the outcome. What else they want to say? And we have the Queen of Wands. Beautiful, beautiful. They're saying if you follow our advice, if you follow your dream, you follow your fire, you're going to go from Knight of Wands reversed, King of Wands reversed, to Queen of Wands upright. Like that wand, owning your power and your ability to manifest and create your dream is in you. It's there. You have to choose it. You have to believe in it, whether times are good or bad. You have to trust that no one's dreams come true on the easy path. It doesn't happen that way. It might look easy to other people, but anyone who has reached a level of success at their passion has had to work for it and has had to deal with challenges of self-doubt and trust and their ability to believe that they could do it. Even people who are masters in their trade, whatever it may be, have had moments of doubt and insecurity. Your guides this year are helping you push past that so that you can get to a whole new level of success, of enjoyment, of happiness, and to bring that fire back to life. All right, group 3, that's what I've got for you. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for your likes, your comments. I read everyone. Thank you for subscribing. It just helps me know that the reading resonated with you. It helps me know that we're connecting our energy. And of course, if you need a private reading, I do offer them on my website at pink22tarot.com. All right, thanks y'all. Bye-bye.